For weeks, people have been asking me why is he having to being forced to stand down as prime minister, and it was difficult to explain about the errors and the other things that he was accused of at partygate.
Mm.
Um, uh, and Ukrainians thought, well, that doesn't sound very important
Yes.
compared to what he had been doing for Ukraine.
22 people have died in a Russian attack against a railway station in eastern Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the strike in the middle of a UN Security Council meeting. He said about 50 people were injured. Askold Krushelnycky is a reporter for The Times in Lviv. Askold, we've seen pictures of this attack, trains and cars destroyed. This was kind of expected, horribly, wasn't it? Because of the date, because of the timing.
Um, it had been predicted by the Ukrainian authorities, and also British and American intelligence had warned that on this an Independence Day, Moscow would try to send a special greeting, and President Zelensky had actually predicted that it would be an ugly and nasty greeting for Ukrainian Independence Day. And so people were told to be extra cautious yesterday, and no big public gatherings or parades were allowed. But missile strikes happen every day, but there were more of them yesterday.
And this railway station, the place that it happened in eastern Ukraine, any ideas why that particular area might have been targeted?
At the moment, the Ukrainian authorities aren't saying. The Russians will probably spin it that that bit of railway section or the station was somehow being used to resupply Ukrainian troops. But looking at the map, I it's not immediately obvious that it's some special junction or hub, and it wasn't just the railway station that was hit. There was also a civilian residential building where at least one kid died.
Now, the other thing that's been happening in Ukraine, of course, is Boris Johnson visiting. We know that he's very popular in Ukraine. President Zelensky is very keen on him too. What was his message to the Ukrainian people, and how is he viewed there? And has that changed at all now that he is on his way out as prime minister?
No, he's still very popular, and for weeks people have been asking me why is he having to being forced to stand down as prime minister, and it was difficult to explain about the errors and the other things that he was accused of at partygate. Um, uh, and Ukrainians thought, well, that doesn't sound very important
Yes.
compared to what he had been doing for Ukraine. So he remains very popular, and people are grateful to Britain, not just to Boris Johnson. They always emphasize that Britain has been a steadfast friend.
And he got a plaque and a medal. Is that right?
Yeah, he got the most important or highest honor for non-Ukrainians, for for foreigners, the Medal of Liberty. I don't think many foreigners have received that in the past, and it's a genuine expression of gratitude, not just to him but to Britain, from the Ukrainian president, who seems to get on actually well personally with Boris Johnson. But I think it should be viewed as an expression of thanks to Britain as a whole.
And I'm sure there's gratitude towards America as well. Yesterday, more support announced, including nearly $3 billion from the US. Um, where does that kind of stack up numerically in terms of financial or weaponry support from Ukraine's allies?
Um, America is definitely heads the league table by a long, long distance. But of course, you also have to compare it to the size of the country and its economy. So um, Britain and Boris Johnson yesterday announced um, something like £54 million of extra aid. And so for Britain, at a time that it is struggling with economic issues of its own, that's viewed as a important gift. But America is financially and the biggest provider of aid and of weapons, and I think that President Biden at some stage will be getting the same honor as Boris Johnson received yesterday.
Right. Askold, thank you very much, as ever. Askold Krushelnycky, reporter for The Times in Lviv.